Good morning, horse racing fans. My name is Johnny Ray Gomez, and I use the daily racing form. I'm old school.
Good morning, and I'm Carol Sutton, and I use predictive form, and I'm new school. And we're here on a very exciting day for racing. We've got live racing here at Horseman's Park today. We've also got the Belmont. So we've got both cards covered for you today. So grab a pen, grab your coffee, and settle in and do some handicapping together. Johnny, do you want to walk us through the first race?
Okay. First of all, we want to thank you for tuning in for these 9 racing days. This first race, let's get her rolling, and it's in honor of, thank you, Nicole Laidhoff. Nicole is a young lady who helps us do the recording.
Yes.
And the first race, she'll be in the winner's circle. Nicole, thank you for everything you've done for Facebook Live. For me, 6 furlongs. Let's go to number 4, Ave Alexander. This one will be flying late. Let's try to get it home to get the money. The 1, Bumpy Game, is tough. Might last for a piece or might get a chance to go all the way. Number 7, question. Markey has some good races. We'll put it third today. For me, first race, 4-1-7 at Horseman's Park.
All right, Johnny, I thought this was a really level playing field, actually, so I don't think any of the horses are out of the question in this particular race. I will say that I thought 6 was one of the best in the bunch, in my opinion, just because he has a rabbit in the 5. So this trainer is pretty notorious for putting 2 horses in the same race, and I think that the 5 will run out the rest of the field, and maybe the 6 will be able to come through and sweep the field at the end. The number 3, I think, has some fantastic back figures and is second off a layoff, and I really like this angle of Marvin Johnson with Fackler. I think that they've made a fantastic pair in the past, and I think they're teaming up today to try to get the job done. The number 4, my only concern here, this is a fantastic horse. He scored a double top in predictive form, which sometimes can mean a horse will regress. So I think he has the best figures in the bunch. Will he do it today or will he regress? We'll wait and see. And then the number 2, he scored really nicely out last with Martinez as the trainer. And I liked that he has the improved closing gap and that he switched to Puzak. So a lot of options on the table today, a lot of value this race. No horses out of the question. You want to take us into the next race?
Okay. I think this has been, of our 9 days of racing, this has been the race that we've disagreed the most.
It is,
so
actually.
It's interesting. Very interesting. Let's go on to race 2. And this is the Bob Lee Memorial and also the Richard Dummer race. Bob Lee was a writer for the Omaha World Herald, the racing writer, and did so much to promote racing. And that, after all, that's what we're all about here.
It is, the love of the sport. Absolutely.
Also, MGE Vending, thank you for being part here. This is the hard luck race for 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of this year and not finished first, second, or third at Horseman's Park. So let's take a look at this. I ended up with number 7, Brother Who, only beaten by 2.5 lengths. Jockey change, 4 for 7 at this distance in the money. Number 6, Battered at 8-1. Puzak gets aboard and dropping in class. Number 2, Super Charlie, has been scratched. Number 3, Chase My Shadow, 6-1, and Chase My Shadow had terrible luck, hesitated at the break, and so for me it's 7-6-3 here at Horseman's Park.
All right, now we're starting to get into our usual cycle where we have some agreement. So, but I'm going to take your order and I'm going to scramble it up a little bit. So
okay.
I like the 2 on top here. Because he's got a closing gap for me and improving figures, and I like the trainer Bliss here at Horseman's Park with Fackler again in this race. So I've got Fackler for the daily double in the first and the second. I like the 4 also in this particular race because he's got really high finals and competitive times, but he's got a widening gap, which shows he's unlikely to move forward. But I think his normal, if he just shows up today and does his mediocre best, I guess, I think he'll still should be in the mix at some point. And 6 has been running really great at Fawner, but he hasn't moved forward at Horseman's. So I'm looking for that move today with Puzak aboard also. So, and I think 8 might be the value horse here. That's one we haven't mentioned yet. He's already running really good patterns, and he has great back figures. And I think if he's happy here, and he could return to his Prairie Meadows form, he could really move forward. So there's your value, the 2 over the 4, 6, 7.
Okay. They did scratch the 2.
Oh, they did scratch the 2. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Well, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Well, then we'll cross him out.
Yeah.
Here are your new horses, right here. All right.
Live here from Horseman's Park, the horses are going into the gate for today's first race at Belmont. And we'll get a chance to see how the track plays. Carol, yesterday there was a track, or not a track record, but a stakes record on the dirt. So they had the
Fast
tracks.
track.
Track was really fast.
Awesome.
We have race number 3, and they're off at Belmont Park. The 3 takes the lead. Race number 3, Papillion Roofing. Thank you for being part of our program today. 6 furlongs, non-winners of this year. I'm going to go with number 4, Bloomin' Irish. Fits with this field. Had a trouble trip in its last race. Let's put it on top. Number 7, Tough Luck Tony. Was second best, last out at 5-1. Could improve today. Number 8 is Alex, and needs to break well. And in here, the 1 Necessary Party, only beaten by 4 lengths. And number 2, As a Bomb, Spur at 15-1 in easiest field of its career. So I'm all over the place here with 4, 7, 8, and then use 1 and 2 as a defensive moment down in the bottom of your tries or your supers, or play a long shot to win. What the heck, Carol?
Nice. So we're in agreement on the 4.
Okay.
I think he's got the best time. Another horse that needs to break well. He's got the second best predictive form figures. But boy, what a hot ticket here. And he's got the new trainer with Anderson, who's 38% first off the claim, and I really like that angle. And 6 is another great horse, just solid figures across the board. Compton and Fackler, I don't mean to be so hot on Fackler today, but he's just aboard some really great horses. 3 is the one that I'd like to mention here as a lone pace alert, so if it's a hot track today, I would bump him up into the first tier and use him liberally. I think that if he gets out in front, he could be gone before anyone knows what happens. And then the 1 here is one of my longer shots. He's got what's called the cyclical pace top, meaning he's an older horse that's been run back into shape, and he's ready to fire in a big way today. So I think it'll take a personal best to get him there, but crazier things have happened here at Horseman's Park.
All right, so you like the 6 and 4.
The 6 and the 4
best.
over the 3.
Okay.
Yes.
We do have a result from the first race, and by a half a length, they went wire to wire around the track. Number 3 won the first race, and number 6 ran second. It was Seafoam winning the first race at Belmont, and Potomac, the chalk, running second. Nobody got past. That's up-to-date information, folks. They just went across the wire.
It is. And we do have a special treat for you later, too. We're going to be covering the Belmont race, the actual big stakes race, and then we'll also be giving you our long shot plays for the undercard later, too. So stick around to the very end, and you're going to want to have a pen and a paper handy because we do have some big plays for you.
Long shot, baby. Long shot. Race number 4. This is an interesting race. Stonebrook Exterior. And this is for claimers for $10,000. For me, it looks like there's speed out of the 1, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm looking for number 6, Renville. A late run to hopefully get the money today. To run second, number 1, Magic Miracle, coming back after a short rest, and it's a versatile part. I like 6 and 1, and don't forget the very tough number 3 horse from day 1, runs with a purpose and is dangerous and has a nose for the wire. And number 5, Senator Robert, and number 8, Piccadilly Roadster. As you can tell, this is a dandy race with so much speed, trying to find the winner for you. How about you, Carol, the 4th race?
So we've got the same top 4 picks in this particular race, which makes me very excited and very confident about this. And I'd just like to say, too, that I had to pick my top 4 horses and try to filter them into the tiers, not based on who the best horses are, but who I think is going to be able to move forward, because they're very equally good horses, these top 4. I think there's a big cutoff between the top and the bottom. And with that said, I'll just mention why we kind of picked and chose who we went with here. So with the 1, it's got the closing dirt spread, it's got the increasing finals, it's got a huge trainer-jockey combination. The same thing with the 5, almost identical horse, only just 2 points lower. With the 6, it's got a cyclical pace top into a cyclical pace top into reversal. If that means nothing to you, just know that I wrote wow on the page with like big googly eyes. That's a very impressive designation.
Googly eyes.
Yes. He should be dynamite today, and he's got Puzak aboard. And then with the 3, he's got really high final numbers. But winning today, I think, will take a step forward for him to get into the winner's circle. And his pattern doesn't really indicate he's ready to take a step forward, but his finals are still excellent, so he'll still be in the mix. Don't leave him out. So 156 over the 3 for me today in race 4.
And remember that I use the daily racing form. I'm old school, and Carol uses
Predictiform.
And you talked to the owner about the Belmont Stakes, and
I
that
did.
information coming later. So stick with us.
Yes.
All right, that's the first 4. And we have a big announcement to make. This has been a record attendance year for live racing at Horseman's Park. Over 66,000 fans attended live racing.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. It's been a blast. All right.
Let's go to race number 5. Happy birthday to, is this race 4 or 5?
Race 5 now.
Okay.
Yes,
Happy
5.
birthday to Charlie and Jason, 6 furlongs, non-winners of 2 in a lifetime. Number 3, Seeking Penny, has the style to score today. And number 6, Shades of Justice, Alberto Puzak. Throw out the last race, fits with this group. I went 3 and 6, and if you want to play a try, go 3-6 all. How about you?
Ooh, I've got the 2 and the 4 on top here. I'm using the two just defensively. He's got excellent finals, decent times, but I don't like his Prairie Meadows race. But he's got a good trainer, so I'm hoping he'll come to Horseman's, and maybe we can get a better price on someone else, is what I'm really hoping for. Specifically, the 4.
Yeah.
So he's got great value at 6-1. He's coming into that nice closing spread with increasing finals. And I think he's going to hit a big race today. So the 4 is my value pick right here. The 3 has got great times, but he's inconsistent. So I'm going to use him, but lightly. If he hits a big race, though, he's so fast it could be lights out. But he shows up sometimes. We just don't know when that's going to be necessarily. 5 is an extremely talented young horse. He's got great finals. He's just not running compression rates yet, and that's what I'd like to see. And the 6 has got a new pace top and is a soft entry with the trainer, but he doesn't have any back figures yet. So I'm going with the horses that are proven, but it doesn't mean that the horses that aren't proven couldn't do it today. So know that there's a lot of value in this race. Specifically, if the 6, if it's a hot track today, the 6 could step up and get into that winner's circle too. So feel free to play around with your picks this race and hit some exotics, because there's a lot of value and a lot of things that could shift around here. So
I think you're getting the idea here. We're disagreeing a lot, which is cool.
Yeah.
Which is cool because we're using 2 different forms. All right.
Yeah.
Race number 6. Fernando's Mexican restaurant. This one in Omaha, but they have other locations. Thank you for being a sponsor. Race number 6, non-winners of 3 lifetime. I went to the outside horse. Number 8, Remarkable Charm, has been facing much better fields at Prairie Meadows and Oaklawn Park, and I look for the 8 horse to try to beat him today. Number 2, How Creative, has been off since Fauner Park, but we've had horses like that score this year, and so I put it second. Number 6 is Turf Pride, ran a good second at this level. I give it a chance. For me, in this wide open race for non-winners of 3, I go 8-2-6. Carol?
now we have some agreement.
All right.
Now we're in business. So 6 has got improving figures. I think he's set to stay. I don't think he'll move forward, but I think even his most mediocre effort will get him there. I like him a lot to stay somewhere in the mix in the top 3. The 8 has got a really high final figures, but he's got a confusing pattern in Predictiform, which makes me Scared to use him, but I would not leave him out. I wouldn't dare. 2 has got the fastest 2 furlongs by a lot in this field. So he could be the lone pace, and on a hot track, he could be gone. And the 3 has got a strange pattern also, but nice final figures. He's starting to get it together and realize what he's doing. And I think today he could actually run a very nice race. So I've got the 6 and the 8 over the 2, 3, and the 5 is my long shot with the cyclical pace top.
Good.
All right.
Good. Well, that moves us to our 7th and final race this 2019. And boy, we're very, very proud of this record attendance, over 66,000 right here at Horseman's Park. Race 7, the 17th annual Who Doctor Who Stakes. That's my Terry Wallace impersonation. $20,000 added. For me, I'm going to the 5 horse, Be My Shadow. This horse is 9 for 20 at 6 furlongs. That's just about 50%. And so to run second, I'm going to put them all. Let's go 5 all. And then the 1, Go Gold, a very tough Nebraska bred, 4 for 8 wins here at Horseman's Park. Many people are going to go 5-1 all. Let's try to sneak in a long shot, folks. 5 all 1 for me in race number 7, the Who Doctor Who Stakes.
Ooh, okay, we're still in business.
Okay.
Good news. All right, so I've got the 1 and the 5 on top here. The 1's numbers are just insanely high. He's got a nice reversal, and reversals have been winning like crazy here at Horseman's this year. So it's a very tough track, and reversals are the sign of a horse that has stamina. 1 has got stamina. 5 has high finals no matter what. It seems like anything they throw at this horse he can handle, and I like it a lot. The 7 here I think could actually wire it, so should it be a really hot track today, he's the lone pace, look out for the 7. And the 3 has got great times but is inconsistent, and the 4 has some nice finals, but he's got a crazy pattern that I can't make sense of. Don't know what to do with the 4. Look out, maybe sneak him in as one of your long bombs that you're throwing in with Johnny's 1 and 5. And, well, I'm sad that live racing is ending, but the good news is we still have the Belmont left today. So
Yes, we do. Some
Yes.
great races there. The first one went to the 3 horse, and the 6 horse ran second. They went around the track first and second, so nobody picked up anyone. Let's go to Belmont Park and look for a long shot or two. I went to the 8th race, 7 furlongs. This is the Woody Stevens race, and there are 6 out of 11 speed horses at this tricky 7 furlong distance. So I came up with my long shot of the day, number 8, Hog Creek Hustle. Don't laugh, that's the name of the horse. Now it's coming off 4 route races, and do you know that it's 1 for 1 at this distance, 7 furlongs. Now, another great stat. It ran second to War of Will in a grade 3 Lecomte Stakes at Fairgrounds and was very wide. So, look for him late, if at all, at 20-1. You might mix him up with the 4 and 9 in there, complexity and mind control. But for me, my bomb of the day is 20-1. Number 8 in the 8th race, Hog Creek Hustle.
all right, I'm going to give you another bomb in this race,
Ooh.
so you can just crush a huge ticket here, all right?
Same race.
So I really like the 11 in this race, Wendell Fong. So 10-1. He's got the most perfect and beautiful predictive form pattern I've ever seen in my life. And he is set up to run a just monster race and has Jeremiah Englehart as the trainer. And I always love him on a stakes day because he pulls these weird, tricky angles in and sneaks these horses in under the radar for monster prices. And I think the 1, the 2, and the 4 on top here could play nicely for some value. And Mind Control is a wonderful horse, but I think he can be beaten here. And so we're only going to use him defensively. And I like your 8 also. He scored very high in predictive form.
Oh, did he?
Very high.
Okay,
yes.
good. 20-1.
So-
Let's get it home.
Yeah.
I have another long shot for you. In the Belmont 10th race, mile and a quarter on the turf, long shot number 4, Queer Bon. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Last out was Sharp in a Grade 1 Turf Classic at Churchill Downs. Mike Smith gets the mount today. Now, why? Because he was only beaten a half a length by Brick and Mortars, who is everyone's best bet. So, at maybe 8-1 or so, Queer Band, for me, long shot in race number 10.
In that same race, I will give you the predictive form pick is number 9, Epicol. So keep a close eye out. That is a Cassidy horse, and he scored off the charts in predictive form. So just know that if you're trying to put in huge tickets with 2 long shots together, there's another horse to add to it.
Nice.
All right.
All right, the big race of the day at Belmont. Not any bigger than our big stakes race here, but Belmont 1.5 million, and the horses will never race this long again in their life. This is a real true test. And for me, I'd like the 10, Tacitus, all year long. I know it's the media darling, the MD. Everyone is picking this horse. It's by leading sire Tappet. Has been working out well on the track, and that's a key. Some horses don't dig in at Belmont Park. Now, for my second selection, I went to the 7, Sir Winston. You get a little price here. The only horse to have a race on the Belmont track, and he scored a 100 Beyer speed rating, so you gotta like that. Number 9, War of Will, third race in 5 weeks, but it's been really, really sharp. It's tough to pick against this horse on top. This is a tough task, and its jockey, Gaffalione, doesn't race in New York. And from what I read, this is a large track, and it's easy to make your move too quick. And I noticed he's only listed on one dirt race, a 7 furlong race, to get a feel for the track. I would have thought the agent would have said, I would have got him all week,
yes,
right, to
yes.
race at Belmont. But maybe War of Will is the bomb as far as tremendous races. Number 4, Tax, also bred for this distance, only beaten 2 1/4 lengths by Tacitus, has positional speed. And a little bit longer shot in here is the 8, Intrepid Heart. Will have a great trip just outside of number 1, Jovis. Adds blinkers today, trainer Todd Pletcher, and this horse stumbled out of the gate as an odds-on favorite at the Peter Pan. So, with all those things, let's go keying the 10, first and second with the 7, 9, 4, and 8. Play exactas. Let's try for some victories here at Belmont, the Big Belmont Stakes. Carol, can't wait to hear your selections.
Well, we agree on the top 3 horses. So
okay.
Our long shot is the same with Sir Winston. I'm a little smitten with this horse. He's got just fantastic predictive form figures across the board. Couldn't like him more. He pops up and every designation is an A. And I will say this, so I know that I ate crow because I predicted that War of Will was going to bounce in the Preakness, and he definitely didn't. But I do think that this is going to be more than he can handle, unless he's the next American Pharoah. This is just too much too soon. His progression, he came off a double top and is into almost a new pace top. He is progressing too quickly with too little rest. I don't see it happening personally, but I realize that I'm a naysayer. So, and with Tacitus, I like this horse, but at the end of the day, his figures are a Class B for me when there are Class A horses in here. So maybe we haven't seen the best of what he's capable of yet, but I have a hard time jumping on board a horse that I haven't seen numbers that can prove what he can do yet. And I'll say this much, so the owner of Predictive Form, Dan Zucker, is very, very hot on Bourbon War. He has figures that I have never seen in Predictive Form ever, maybe in years. And he also said that it's such an unusual pattern that he was really excited about it. It's a new pace top and a reversal at the same time. And even though it looks like in the video he didn't run a great race at Pimlico, he scored insanely high because he was able to run compression rates that are just out of this world. So basically,
that's a good selection. What number is Bourbon?
Bourbon War is number 5. So if you would like a longer shot horse, he's a good one to use. And so I'm actually going to be playing with the 5-7 quite a bit today in my exotics. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, those are our races for today. Thank you so much for watching us through these nice 9 racing days at Horseman's Park. Any final things you'd like to say, Carol?
No, but I will give you one more horse. How about that?
Okay.
So I've got a 12-1 in the Belmont 6, the 3 horse, Belmont 4, an 8-1 with the 6, and the Belmont 7, a 6-1 in the 3. So those are, if you want to know what we're playing today, just know that that's the ticket that if it goes, come out for a hamburger. Right? So.
Many thanks to Mike
Yes.
Newland for asking us to do this. Old school, Johnny Ray Gomez.
And I'm New School, Carol Sutton, and thanks so much for joining us this season. We can't wait to see you again next live racing season here at Horseman's Park.